And these ones differ from the original effects in that you can adjust the levels more and really change how the picture comes out. Of course, there's a bit of wait time between every little adjustment, and you have to have a real feel for how you want the picture before editing it, or you could really skew it and not know where to go from what you've created. However, this does show the extreme flexibility of this program and its almost superiority over Adobe Photoshop. The Adobe Photoshop Elements 2020 here is not a bad program or competition to its older brother and lens flare. So here in render we have lens flare, and this is the only one that I like from this selection, and this is a really good effect, well executed. It doesn't look fake like many others do, and the fact that you can change the brightness on this just takes it to a whole new level as well. I think right in there, that looks pretty good to me, like there's a car there with, and one of its lights is brighter or something else like that. This one makes it look like there actually is a sphere there, almost like a magical crystal ball is being held in front of the camera as this was taken. Gives your subject more of a pop here, bends the edges, and is overall one of the best effects in this distortion folder. Then you have twirl, which looks a lot like our previous polar coordinates, but is still useful if you don't want to go as aggressive. You have a more ripply effect, like someone threw a stone in your pond. And you have zigzag. Here's a really odd one. It's plastic wrap, and it almost has a plasticky look, like an old Christmas decoration to this. And I haven't been able to find a use for it yet, but it really has an awesome 3D look to it. And I think it would work well with a volcano kind of scene, or something you were trying to make look like a old toy. You can choose the distance from the objects that you took this, so objects that were farther away from you when you were driving along or in a plane are going to have more motion blur. The closer they were to the camera, the less motion blur they'd have. So this would be a far away object to the point you can't even tell. I think this is one of the best effects in blur right here because of how precise it is and believable. And trust me, I've gotten a lot of blurry photos before I've figured out how to get things right. This is one of those palette knives that you grab a swath of color and layer it in there, and kind of has a more ridge effect. If you were to look at the painting while it was lying down and looking at it across the table, you'd see there ridges in this. I don't think they sell the effect enough with this. They almost need a Lightroom source to cast light on the image, and then you would be able to see the ridges that this kind of painting creates.